Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum students. Hope you all are doing well. The topic which we are going to learn today is place values. The term place values are used for the digits which sit in the numbers such as units, tens, hundreds, thousands, 10,000s, 100,000s, and so on. For example, in the number 3547, the place value of 7 will be known as units. The place value for 4 will be known as tens. The place value for 5 will be known as hundreds, and the place value for 3 will be called as thousands. Now this picture is going to help you memorize all the place values. Starting from your right, you can see that some blocks are shown to depict each place value. For example, one block will be called as ones. But when you are going to place 10 blocks, it will be called as tens. Similarly, when you are going to place 100 blocks, it will be called as hundreds. And when you are going to place these hundreds of blocks but 10 times, so these 1,000 blocks will be called as thousands. Now let's see that how we can find the value of a number with the help of place values and these blocks which you can easily see on your screen. Starting from your right, you can see that in the column of ones there are small 4 blocks. In the second column named as tens, you can see that there are 10 blocks. And in the third column, which is labeled as hundreds, you can see that there are 100 small blocks. So when you are going to add them all together, 100 plus 10 plus 4, the answer is going to be 114. 100. Now let's solve this question together. How many blocks in total? Okay. So the option A says 200 plus 30 plus 7. Option B says 700 plus 30 plus 2. And option C says 300 plus 20 plus 7. Okay. If you look at the column of ones and you count the blocks, in total they are 7 blocks. Then moving on to the next column, which is the column for tens. When you count the total blocks, they are in total 20 blocks. When you move on to the column of hundreds, you can see that one big whole square is equals to 100 blocks, which means that 3 big whole squares will be equal to 300 blocks. So in option A, for units, it says 7. For the place value of tens, it says 30. But for the place value of 100, it says 200. But our units or ones is 7, our tens is 20, and our hundreds are 300. So option A is going to be wrong because in the place of hundreds, it's written 200 instead of 300. And in the place of tens, it's mentioned 30 instead of 20. Similarly, when we check option B, in the place of ones, it's written 2, although we have 7 blocks. In the place of tens, it's mentioned 30, although we have 20 blocks. In the place of hundreds, it's mentioned 700, although we have 300 blocks. So the correct option is C, with 7 ones, 20 tens, and 300 hundreds. Similarly, when we see this picture, in the column of ones, you can count the cubes which are 5. In the column of tens, you can count the cubes which are equal to 20. In the column of hundreds, we know that the one big square is equal to 100 blocks. So 3 big squares are going to be equal to 300 blocks. In the column of thousands, we know that one huge big cube is equal to 1000 blocks. So 2 huge big blocks are going to be equal to 2000 blocks. So when we are going to add them together, starting from your extreme right, we have 5 ones, 20 tens, 300 hundreds, and 2000 thousands. So we are going to write them like 2000 plus 300 plus 20 plus 5, which is going to give us a total of 2325. To make things easier for you, let me tell you a fun fact. When you are looking for the units, which is also called as ones, there will be no zero mentioned after the number. When you are looking at the tens, only 1 0 is added after the number. When you look at the hundreds, 2 zeros are added after the number. In thousands, 3 zeros are added after the number. In 10,000s, 4 zeros are added after the number. Now on your screen, you can see a number 60251. If you look at the extreme right of this number, the last digit is 1, which is also the unit of this number. When you see 5, it has the place value of tens, which means that only 1 0 comes after a number when it holds the place value of tens, which means it is equals to 50. When we see hundreds, 2 zeros comes after a digit, which means that 2 will be written as 200. When we see thousands, 3 zeros are written after the number, which means that we are going to write 0 4 times. And when we see 6, it holds the place value of 10,000, which means 4 zeros are going to be added after 6, giving it the value of 60,000. When you are going to expand the values, you are going to add it like 60,000 plus 4 times 0 plus 200 plus 50 plus 1, which is going to give you a total of 60,251, and the number's name is going to be 60,251. Now pause the video and solve the questions given on the next slide. Expand the following. Page number 15, question number 9. Now just like we solved the question on the previous slide, you have to solve this question like that. For example, if 8 holds the place value of unit, you are going to write 8. If 0 holds the place value of tens, you are going to write 0, but 2 times, as I told you that whenever you are expanding a digit which holds the place value of tens, you write one more 0 after it. And whenever you are expanding a digit which is written with the place value of hundreds, you write 2 zeros after it. So when you are expanding 3, you will write 300. And I also told you that when you are expanding 1000, it means that 3 zeros will come after the digit. So for 5, it will be 5,000. And the answer must have the following figures, which are 5,000 plus 300 plus 0 written 2 times and plus 8, which is going to give you a total sum of 5,308. solve this question in the similar manner as you solved it on the previous slide. Pause the video and solve the questions given on the next slide. Write the following in expanded form. This question has been taken from your book, page number 14, question number 6. Expand the following numbers. The first question has been done for you. The first number is 465805. Remember to always start expanding the number from extreme right, which means that you have to start expanding it from the unit. So the unit of this number is 5, and whenever you are expanding a unit, there is no 0 placed after it. So 5 remains 5. Moving on to the next number, which is 0. 0 holds the place value of tens, and when you are expanding tens, you place one more 0 after it. So you are going to write it as 0, 0. Moving on towards the next number, which is 8. It holds the place value of hundreds. And when you expand hundreds, 2 zeros come after the digit, which means it becomes 800, 800. Moving on towards the next number, which is 5. It holds the place value of thousands. And when you expand thousands, 3 zeros are placed after the digit, which means you are going to write 5,000 in the third dash. Moving on towards the second last number, which is 6. So 6 holds the place value of 10,000, which means when you are going to expand 10,000, you will add 4 zeros after the digit, which holds the place value of 10,000. So it means that you are going to add 4 zeros after 6, which will give us 60,000. The last number is 4, which holds the place value of 100,000. And whenever you are going to expand a digit which holds the place value of 100,000, you are going to place 5 zeros after the digit which holds that place value. So the number which is holding the place value of 100,000 is 4, and we will place 5 zeros after it, which will give us the value of 400,000. So if you calculate and add 400,000, 60,000, 5,000, 800, 00, and 5, this is going to give you the total of 465,805. Now pause the video again and solve the questions given on the next. Let's work task 1, page number 12, question number 1. Write the values of the underlined digits in each of the following numerals. Part A says 198752, which can be pronounced as 1,98,752. So you have to write the place value which the underlined digit holds. So you can see that from extreme right, 2 holds the place value of units, 5 holds the place value of tens, 7 holds the place value of hundreds, 8 holds the place value of thousands, and 9 holds the place value of 10,000. And I told you whenever you are going to expand a digit which holds the place value of 10,000, you are going to place 4 zeros after that digit, which means after 9 you are going to place 4 zeros, which gives us the number 90,000. Similarly for part B, you can see 7 is underlined, which also holds the place value of hundreds, which means you are going to place 2 zeros after 7, which gives us the answer of 700. Remaining 2 must be done by you. Now pause the video again and solve the questions given on the next slide. Complete the following place value chart. Page number 13, question number 3. You can see a table on your screen in which there are few numbers given to you and you have to extract the digits which hold the place value of units, tens, hundreds, thousands, 10,000s and 100,000s. For example, the first one has been done for you. The first number is 403596. So you can see that starting from the extreme right, you can see that 6 holds the place value of units. So under the column of units, you will write 6. 9 holds the place value of tens. So under the category of tens, you will write 9. 5 holds the place value of hundreds. So where it is mentioned hundreds, you will write 5. 3 holds the place value of thousands. So you will write it under the heading of thousands, which is 3. Then 0 holds the place value of 10,000, so you will write it in that column. And last, which is 4, it holds the place value of 100,000, so you will write the digit over there. So this is how you are going to break your number and write the respective digit in its column or along with the column or the place value which the digit actually holds. Pause the video once again and solve the question which is given on the next slide for your better practice to understand the place values. Answer the following questions. This question is also given on page number 13 of your book, question number 4 and 5. Now in the first part, you can see that you have to write the number names of the following numbers. The first one has been done for you. Now the part 1 says 105268. Okay, so we know that the number starts from 100,000, moving on towards 10,000, then 1,000, then hundreds, then tens, and then units. So you will write it like 105,268. You have to write it in the form of words. Similarly, for part 2, you are going to write it as 853,706. This is how you are going to write the number names for the rest of the questions. In question number 2, you can see that you have to write the numbers for the following number names. For example, the first one says 600,226. So for this, you are going to write like 600226. The rest must be solved by you. Now I would like to thank you all for patiently listening to this video. I hope you all have understood the concept of place values. Please solve the questions and try to practice as much as you can. Jazakallah. Allah Hafiz.